duties.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Suplah. It's been a while. I'm Andy Kwan. With me, as always, is Sam Brooks.
Good to be here. Has anything happened in the past couple of days? Have I missed anything?
Nah, nothing major. Roman Reigns has leukemia and Crown Jewel is still on, but aside from that, that's about it.
Well, fuck.
And we also have Brendan Davis.
Hello.
No. Robert.
Hi, Andy.
I've actually seen Halloween, by the way. Please stop. You know.
I don't even know if you're having a fit or if you're playing piano. Halloween is next week, so squeeze it in now while we can. And here's Brendan Myers, everybody.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing the whole show like this.
I'm not even mad. That'd be great.
He's gone. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. Oh, wait. He can't die. He's Brendan Myers. Oh, shit. He has to
Okay. Has everyone seen Halloween yet or not?
Well, the new one or the one that came out years ago?
What the hell just happened?
I've seen the new one.
What the hell just happened?
I feel like we're ignoring Brendan's psychotic episode.
It's fine. If you just
There was just a guy in my house, though. What the fuck?
if you just ignore the psychotic episode, it just goes away.
What? The fuck are you talking about?
No, that's not proper mental health counseling. You can't say that on the internet because people will believe you, you dip.
I'm real confused. What happened?
Brendan, are you okay?
Yeah, what happened?
Michael Myers just came in. He looked a lot blacker than usual. We assumed it was you.
Nah, I couldn't be. He was wearing the Austin 316 shirt. Mine just says Austin.
That is true. Ignore that part on the bottom. So, Andrew. Off to a rollicking good start here, aren't we?
Oh, this is the best start of starts.
So please,
What
tackle these newses.
what depressing thing should we talk about first?
Well, maybe it's an idea to talk about the biggest depressing bit of news to come out these past 48 hours.
Yes. So those of you who have been living under a rock, because at this point you have to not to have heard this, Roman Reigns, the former Universal Champion, has sadly got. Oh my God, what has he got? I just zoned out for 2 seconds.
Leukemia.
He has leukemia, and unfortunately, it's come back. He previously had it when he was 22. He's now 33, and he's been living kind of with it in remission for like 11 years. Basic maths, good job, me. And sadly, he has to now take time off to get treatment for leukemia again. It's very strange because a lot of people didn't even realize he had it, and he previously had it. I don't think Dave Meltzer even knew, and that was according to Keelan. So go blame him, Dave, if that's not true. And essentially, it's extremely depressing because, as much as, and I know God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I've not been the biggest Roman Reigns fan in the entire
No, really? Are you sure?
But I said this on Twitter, and I'll say it again. There are some things in life that are bigger than a character, than kayfabe, or even professional wrestling as a whole. The man is really sick, and that really sucks. So I wish him and all of his family all the best, and I wish him a speedy recovery. I didn't even realize he had this. For him to go out there every night and go through kind of like the aftermath of having cancer, whether that would be like getting frequent checkups and stuff like that, and then just like keep going, and then getting booed by everyone on planet Earth, including myself, to put up with all that crap and this. The dude's a fucking hero, and I wish him all the best, and I hope he gets back in the ring as soon as possible, and I hope his career is not over. I really don't. Because leukemia last time, as he said in the promo on Monday night, he said that basically ended his American football career. And I'm hoping that this isn't the end of Roman Reigns' career. So to Joe, I wish him all the best. And I think I speak on behalf of everybody here. We wish him a speedy recovery, and our thoughts are with him and his family at this time.
Obviously. A couple of things about this is everyone says, we had no idea. That's because Roman Reigns, Joe, Mr. Joseph, he leads a very private life. Most people don't know most of the details about his private life, let alone what illnesses he might have. So it's very, very impressive that he actually managed to keep it under wraps. Well, the specifics of it anyway, because I remember throughout the years there have been several reports of Roman Reigns having some kind of unspecified serious disease. It was never specified what it was. But you always, even back in 2015, when he first started getting the major push, you had people being like, oh, he's got an illness, he'll be gone soon. And it's like, well, you know what it is? No. Okay. He stubbed his toe and it fell off. All right. Okay. It's not that. It's a bit more serious than that. What it is leukemia, which, coming to the second point, we don't know when we're going to see him again, if ever. Because it's not like a broken neck or something that can be healed to a point. Look at Edge and Angle and Sheamus and all of those people. It's cancer. It's fucking cancer. People do not come out the other side of the tunnel the same way they went in. In fact, it's a miracle that he apparently had it a decade ago, and he's able to wrestle how he does today. Like, it's a miracle, to be honest. And I think it'd be an even bigger miracle if we were to see him come back. And that's not to say I don't want him back. That's to say it's like a Daniel Bryan situation where you want him to be perfectly healthy if he should come back, and if he can't wrestle, he should at least be some kind of on-screen character or some kind of producer, like Jason Jordan has become apparently, because his neck got fucked and he's now not wrestling anymore. So,
for real?
Yeah, for real. Like, that neck injury was a lot more serious than anyone thought. So he's now actually producing matches for Raw and stuff. So you got that side of it, but you also have the fact that people would probably want to see him back, despite the 3 years and some change of the booze and the getting sick of him and everything. I do feel like we were starting to make a turning point with him, especially since he won the Universal Championship. I feel like it was time for him to maybe transcend that whole, oh, he's the big dog, blah, blah, blah image that he's cultivated the past couple of years and become the top guy that he was always destined to be.
The thing is, and it's, I mean, I've seen this meme, but only now are people going to cheer him. And in a way, they kind of have a bit of a point to a degree, because this makes him seem more human. Like, you see a side of him that is completely different to any other side, like, ever. Like, if you keep winning at WrestleMania every year, you just become this thing that's just kind of like stale. He's a human being, and that's good to know.
Oh, Shucky Ducky, let that pigeon loose. Let them loose.
Roman Reigns has cancer, Liam.
Oh, this is awkward.
That could have been the moment of the year. Well, like, Roman Reigns is a great human being. He's a brilliant person. Oh, Shocky Docky, let them loose. Let them fly around. Let them fucking...
Timing.
Look, hang on a minute. Wait, what have I missed? Because Andy's talking positively about Roman Reigns.
The dude has cancer. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but you hate him. You've many
I hate
times.
the character. I hate cancer more.
No, hang on. No, you've been like, this guy is a terrible wrestler. He can't talk. You have said that. That is a quote. I'm sure if you go back in the past couple of years, that is exactly what you've said. You're like, he's a terrible wrestler. He can't cut a promo. He's awful.
Cancer, for Christ's sake.
Your tune changed very quickly because myself and Sam have been quite big supporters of Roman Reigns. I've always thought he could wrestle. Yes, I think we can all admit that on the microphone he's not the strongest, but he's a very, very good wrestler. Now he's shit. Why is he shit, Andy? Because I said so. That's
Okay.
But I mean, I didn't want to say it. Like, I didn't want to say it, but he kind of does have a point. You may not have been a fan of a character, but at one point you probably did say that Joanna White is shit.
You did. I mean, that's not even paraphrasing or anything. Like, you have literally said that sentence, that Roman Reigns is shit. And you didn't mean the character. You meant the man because you said he's a shit wrestler. You never said shit character. You said shit wrestler.
All around me are familiar faces.
Well, the point is, I meant wrestler. Like, him as a person, I don't know him as a person. What the fuck do I know? I don't know. But, like, the guy, you know, he's ill. And I was talking to Keelan about this as well. Has there ever been a time in professional wrestling history where a wrestler's got, like, really sick whilst being an active member of the roster? And I don't mean like an injury, like, oh, I've got a fucked up neck or I broke my leg, like something that's terminal. Like, has that ever happened before? Like, ever?
I don't think in terms of, I think what's more shocking than anything is because what many people don't realize or know is that someone like Zack Ryder is a cancer survivor. So it's not exactly new. But what's most shocking is, I mean, let's be honest. This is like Michael Jordan in the peak of his career saying that he's got leukemia. Like, this is kind of, and this is basically the face of not just WWE, but I mean, I guess the entire industry, because WWE is basically the industry. I know there's New Japan and Ring of Honor and all that. And by the way, class acts on their part with the Twitter updates and all that, absolute class acts. But the fact of the matter is that because WWE is the front runner and Roman Reigns is their guy, this is Michael Jordan saying that he's got cancer. This is, David Beckham sort of level. This is the face of an industry who has come out and said that he's got leukemia. But I kind of just, I want to, you know me, I like to create a debate amongst the Suplah, not just the Suplah crew, but the Suplah audience who are listening and watching at home. And I just want to throw something out there, and it's quite controversial, which is why I'm saying it. But I think it's worth talking about.
I feel like I may have just mentioned it, but go on.
What did you say?
No,
Can I just say before we move on? You're comparing to Michael Jordan. I know it's probably in bad taste, but I'm expecting a movie in like 5 years where he teams up with the Looney Tunes and defeats the cancer monster from the moon.
I mean, I would totally watch that. I would watch that. I would.
As a cartoon for children, that would be motivational.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was going to say, and it's a bit of a controversial point, but we're the Suplah. We ask some tough questions.
Oh,
do
we? Yeah. At what point have we ever? We asked the stupid questions. We don't ask the tough questions. Like,
we're doing it now. This is our new gimmick. This is Sam editing a thing, just being like,
we're live, numbnuts.
Oh right.
Okay. It's the Suplah question of the year.
There you go. Right.
Sponsored by Pop Tarts.
Go on, screw it.
Go on, Liam, please.
With everything that is going down with Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia and WWE seemingly, even at this point, I mean, the news might have changed, but WWE seems adamant that they're going to do the show in Saudi Arabia despite all the political controversy.
This may change, but yes, go on.
It may change, but as of this live recording, not recording,
like 5 minutes after we're off the air, they're going to be like, guys, Crown Jewel has been moved to the UK. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
And by the way, we're all going.
The question that I have is, with that bad PR that WWE got because of the Saudi Arabia show and their Saudi Arabia deal.
Liam, don't be that guy.
Is this potentially a good thing in the long run for WWE? It's a tough question because the guy's got cancer, but he's the face of their company, and now it's it's the they've got a huge spokesperson for a disease, and this could change a lot of people's, maybe not change, but I think it paints WWE now in a different light compared to the Saudi Arabia. I mean, the Saudi Arabia deal still absolutely, they need to pull out. Anyway, they need to.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh my God, penis.
Oh, fuck off! You're one to talk, Andrew.
Wank in
Guys,
the bank.
let's have wank in the bank. Anyway,
wank bank actually.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Anyway, the point is, is this potentially a long-term good thing? Do you think that this is a way for them to almost leverage this into being a positive thing for the company in the long run?
I mean, I feel like they're both separate in a weird way. Like, the thing that gets me most is that the world doesn't seem to want this Saudi event to happen. Ignoring the whole journalist murder thing, like, Brian doesn't want to go, Cena doesn't want to go, and now Roman has cancer. It's like, what the fuck could the universe pull out of their ass next to make sure this shit doesn't fucking happen?
The issue, a part of me is thinking that, like, they're just hoping that this all just blows over, but it hasn't blown over.
I guarantee you, after this event, I doubt they'll go again. Like, I'm sure they're going to have to eventually pull out of the deal before they start promoting another show. Like, if they do this, if they do Crown Jewel, they're already going to be under fire for doing it in the first place. If they then announce another event, they're fucked. Like, completely.
And you've got to remember, they are a publicly traded company.
With, like, ties to the cabinet and government.
So they've got to be very, very careful. And I don't know if I think Vince McMahon is a fucking moron or if he has the biggest balls on the planet to still go ahead with it.
Yeah, he does. He's got grapefruits.
He's got great... I mean, Brendan's not wrong.
I mean, before all of this Saudi stuff, they were already in the role. Like, they were already making tons of money. Like, this is just more garbage piles on top of the big garbage pile that is their earnings. Like, they don't need to do the Saudi thing. But for some reason they are. But for what, to what end?
Yeah, like
do they want to make people aware of everything that's wrong with the country? Because I feel like that's what they're doing. It's the opposite of what they want to do, because they're airing all that propaganda in the shows. But still, like, what the fuck?
It's just greed. It's like you said, you got the biggest network deal probably in WWE history by moving to Fox.
Yeah, they got the Fox deal. The network has had more subscribers than ever. Their revenue is on the up all the time.
It's just greed. That's all it is. It's just utter greed. Because at this point, like, when I don't want to be that guy, but when, you know, the president of your own country, who some people like and some people don't, goes, I don't think this is, like, it doesn't like Saudi Arabia, and you're still ignoring him, and you're ignoring, like, world leaders and countries and God knows what else. It's just greed at this point, and I don't understand it. Like, the shows, like the last one, what was it, the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that was
not even canon. Like, it's not even I don't even feel like it counts, and
it doesn't. We've not once seen Braun with the big green shit belt ever since.
I think he went to a couple of house shows afterwards with it, and then he never showed up again with it.
That's the thing. It's like these shows are just...
No. The only thing that's canon from that show, everything else isn't. But there's one thing that's canon from that show, and that's Titus O'Neil's trip.
That was relevant for like 2 weeks.
Wait. I think we have some breaking news.
Oh, what? Fuck. Where's it moving? Where is it moving?
No. Apparently, Hulk Hogan confirms he'll be at Crown Jewel.
Oh shit.
Oh, who cares?
The real American in Saudi Arabia.
If there's one man who can turn around those Saudis, it's the real American. What the fuck?
Now, let me tell you something, brown people. Brother Brown.
Brother Brown. Yes, Brendan.
Here's the quote from him.
And then he just starts.
He says, there are a lot of plans in the works. I'm looking forward to going to Saudi Arabia with WWE, looking forward to WrestleMania. But yeah, We're moving forward at a rapid pace. It's exciting to have this opportunity again after all these years where I was there and gone. What the fuck?
It's oh god.
So now Hogan's back in the fold, I fucking guess.
I mean, with the Roman thing, I feel like it was that sort of. It's like Dean's heel turn. Like we know on Monday, Dean's heel turn was done as a knee-jerk reaction to the Roman thing because their biggest baby face is gone. So
Well,
I guarantee that they're going to turn either Braun or Seth into their big baby face from now.
I can actually confirm this. I read a story. I don't know what it was.
I can read, everyone.
Shut up! So basically, what happened, I read on the interwebs that the original plan was to do this heel turn at Survivor Series, but they've just pushed it forward a bit.
I mean, it's obvious. It's so obvious that this was a knee-jerk reaction because it didn't feel right, in my opinion, for it to. I understand why it happened.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel right that it happened.
No, and I get the argument where it's like he gets super heat for doing it when Roman announces he's got cancer. It's like, no, you should have just had Roman come out again one last time before he goes off and has to do.
No, I disagree.
I
disagree with that.
That would just be like taking advantage of his thing, and that's definitely not what they want to do.
It would have put a dent and it would have soured that moment. I mean, let's be honest. It's terrible, but it was a great moment for Roman. It was one of the few times where, I mean, I understand that he broke kayfabe and he was real because he's like, my name is Joe, like average Joe. But you know, it was the first time we've ever heard that crowd cheer for him and chant his name.
The other thing though that you could have done was just postpone that heel turn by a week, and then you could just have Seth and Dean going, all right, well, it's just us two. Yeah, with a shield. Woo! 2-man shield. And then Dean's just like, fuck this shit. And that was it.
But then, like, the thing that's weird, they did it, right after they won the belts? It's like, oh, hey, the tag champions. Kills his partner.
Well, I feel like it adds to the element of surprise. Like, everyone knew Dean was going to turn heel, but they never knew it would happen that night, and that in itself made it a great moment. Like, no one's going to forget that.
True, very true.
Yeah, but does that mean they're going to either, keep going as the tag champs and hate each other, or are they going to vacate them?
That's just it. We don't know. We'll have to watch the product. We'll just have to watch the shit and find out.
Watch things.
It's like a cliffhanger.
Vacated championships.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're going to do some shit. But no, if the Universal title, on one hand, it's clear what's going to happen. Like, Braun is going to win the thing, and then he's going to feud with McIntyre. Like, that's obviously what they're grooming.
Also,
because McIntyre's like randomly. Yeah.
You think that's gonna happen? No, they're not. They're gonna give it a big old Rocky Lesnar. They're gonna give it to him.
Andy.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Listen. Shut the fuck, child. Listen. I know that you like to be the guy who always assumes the worst, because then when you're right, you can be like, ha ha. But listen, they've been setting up Braun and Drew on Raw for weeks now. They've set it up for since the past 2 or 3 weeks, where Drew has been coming out to Claymore kick Braun and all of that stuff. So it's clear that they're building towards something with them. And Brock is going to go off to the UFC and fight DC and probably get his fucking shit pushed in.
Okay,
so
can I just ask, because I'm confused. Is there actually an agreement between WWE and UFC where they're going to let Brock be a part of both companies?
No, I feel like it's just Brock doing Brock at this point. Like, he can't appear in both simultaneously, really. Like, even when he had that one fight in the UFC, they never, showed any footage or any pictures or anything.
Daniel Cormier is against Derek Lewis. Derek! Well, not that Derek. Derek Lewis. And that's his next fight. So it's not Brock Lesnar at all. So, he's fighting Derek. But not that Derek, because that Derek is dead.
The other Derek.
But the other Derek.
I just want to ask a genuine question.
Yes.
Who's watched the debut of Son of Derek?
I was there.
Oh, it was amazing. What a great
See, I was at work and I had to turn it off and I meant to go back to it.
Wow. At least you're honest, Brendan, I guess.
I saw it.
I'm going to watch it after this, though. I promise.
Good. He's the best.
I got reminded about it because Sam sent me a scary image on Snapchat of Son of Derek.
Oh, he is beautiful.
Oh.
He is beautiful.
He's terrifying.
Yes.
Dare I say it? He's better than original Derek.
I mean, that's without a single doubt. Let's be honest. The guy. Look, he beat Braun Strowman in a steel cage, and nobody mentioned anything.
Because that's when you.
Wait, hang on, Sam. Has episode 2 gone up yet?
No.
Oh, that's spoiler alert.
What a fucking idiot!
You spoiled it for me, and I haven't even started editing it yet.
Oh shit! Well, there you go.
Thanks.
Sam, can you edit
No.
this clip? Edit this
Guys,
clip in.
come back to this
like...
episode in like a couple of days' time.
Everyone go away right now. Too late, Liam.
Yeah, Mara.
You broke the Matrix.
Oh shit!
No, we'll treat it like
bad.
NXT. We'll treat it like NXT. There are spoilers, and then you see it on air.
Yay!
And then we occasionally have takeovers with live Son of Derek.
When Sam feels bothered to come round to my flat.
I will always be bothered, Liam.
Well, I'm not here this Sunday, so come in.
Well, then fuck you. You fucking bitch.
Why don't you bring your PlayStation to my flat? I mean, my house.
Oh, yeah, you know what, guys? I had a brilliant idea. Let's go to Lincoln. Oh, what a good idea. Nothing wrong ever happens when you go to Lincoln. It doesn't take you 7 hours.
Not my fault.
It's actually your fault.
I don't run the bloody trains, do I?
I have other friends that live in Lincoln, and they struggle with the trains. They take 5 hours to get back there, and they fucking live there. Thanks,
Damn.
Andy. Dick.
Lincoln.
If anyone is interested, so I'm just looking at Squared Circle on Reddit, and a user has posted that the location for Crown Jewel is now showing as Null. Very jealous of Null getting their first
oh my god
WWE event.
No, that's my hometown.
Oh my god!
Has anyone been to Null? It's fantastic.
Oh, it's right. It's right next to Parts Unknown.
It's great. They have like trees and roads and buildings.
Who's that Pokemon? It's no.
The town of Null in Null Town.
Oh, this is Null, Son of Null.
Brian Alvarez reported that, and he actually said, "Can someone get me the Google Earth coordinates for Null?"
You know what? I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go on to maps and I'm going to look up Null and see what comes up.
All I will say is the country of Null, their fucking tourism is going to go through the roof now. Like,
they've been put on the map.
They've been put on the fucking map by
literally put on the map.
Maybe it's in space. Maybe it's in the vacuum of space when there's like Null. It's just
You've gone too far now, Andy.
Shut up, damn it! I'm funny.
You're not the MCU. You can't just go into space whenever you want.
Wait a minute. I think I found Null.
Oh my god.
What?
Word.
Where is it?
Aylesbury.
Send that to Brian Alvarez right now. Send it to him.
Tell Keelan. He's apparently friends with him.
No, he's mutual friends.
Oh, he's mutual friends with Brian Alvarez.
How's he friends with Brian Alvarez?
So the story is, for anyone on our listening who isn't part of the boardroom, which is most of you, Keelan revealed this past today, was it, or at some point this week, that
yesterday, I think it was.
He has a friend request from Brian Alvarez. And Keelan has left him in Facebook limbo.
Wow, savage.
Keelan's too good.
It's not like he's a journalist who reports on wrestling or some shit. Like, that's a useful friend to have, Keelan.
Add him. Just add him. What's he doing?
Oh, no, he's left it too late. He said he's had him for like a couple of years.
No, it's fine. He won't know. He'll just be like, who is this Keenan Boulderton? And he'll be like, cool.
I'm going to add him to Wrestling Observer.
Exactly.
Who is Keenan Boulderstone?
Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Alvarez. This Keenan Bouldertone just added me. What the hell?
Hello.
Keelan's balling, son.
I guess I'll join the Wrestling Observer.
Have you heard about Hulk Hogan?
Crown Jewel.
Oh, poor
What
Keelan.
a fucking shit.
You know what? Should I take my laptop upstairs and see if I can get hold of
Get Keelan on. I haven't spoken to him in months.
Where's Keelan?
Where's Keelan? I go get Keelan. Keelan.
Is he
No, hang on. He's not Derek.
It's crazy. I love the train of conversation. It went from Roman Reigns has cancer to dicks to.
The thing is, it's a very sad day. It's a very sad day because he
It's
has
a sad day for generic Americans everywhere.
So
Look!
Come here. Look into this thing.
He's not a dog.
Look at me.
The devil!
Had me like 10 years ago, and I don't know. I don't really know why. Maybe he was about to bitch me out for like copying and pasting.
I love that there's a light around his head right now. It's like he's an angel.
He is.
Who the fuck is that?
Yep,
Where's
in my
Keelan
white
Bolger
tee.
going
Yep,
underneath?
in my white
Just
tee.
go for it. Do it. You want to be a journalist?
I have things.
No, okay, bye-bye.
He has a life to live that doesn't involve us.
Or Brian Alvarez, apparently.
Or Brian Alvarez, fucking apparently.
I'm done with this shit.
Oh, back to my room.
Could have had a future.
I mean,
Fuck it.
that show is worth a price of admission alone. We've had Keelan Balderson appear.
Wish the Pokemon music played.
Who's that Suplah? Hello.
It's
Keelan.
Keelan. Son. What?
So, here's the thing, lads.
Yeah.
If Crown Jewel doesn't go ahead,
And
what
it
do you
goes to
think is going to
null-null.
happen? If it does go to null in Ayrton, like, honestly, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to move it to another city and like postpone it? Do you think they're just going to postpone the event in general, maybe indefinitely, or do you think the matches will be taken and put on like a special episode of Raw and SmackDown and stuff?
I was
I think-
expecting that.
I think. Right, I'll go first because
Okay.
it's me. I think. that-
Wow.
Thanks.
there's two options. I think the more likely one is that it will be postponed, and it will happen late. I mean, that's what postpone means. It will happen later. That's what that tends to. And in November, they tend to have the UK live tour, so I could imagine that they would kind of just throw it together. It's a Netflix. Wow, no, it's a network special. So I can imagine it happening as a network special. They've been, playing around with potentially showing house shows on the network as it is anyway. So it would make sense, I think, if they were to postpone it, wait until the European tour and then do it somewhere in Europe. I mean, Europe, not just the UK, but, France has a kingdom and a king and a thing and a wing and a
No, they don't, you idiot. That's why
A king and a thing.
That's why they're a republic. France do not have a king.
Well, they had a king. They had a monarchy at some point.
That's how that works.
Oh, it's almost as if there's a thing called fucking history, Andy.
It's always as if. Shut up.
Good comeback.
So it would make sense that they would hold off and do it in Europe. However, a part of me thinks that what Sam said, I didn't consider this, but putting it on Raw or SmackDown, or both, could help with viewership. I think it's no word of a lie that WWE is not hitting the highs that it did with its viewership. I don't watch the full shows anymore because I don't have fucking time. There's 3 hours on a Monday. It's 2 hours on it's 3 hours on a Tuesday because it's a mixed match challenge. It's like 20 hours a week. It's like a part-time job, guys.
No, I have a real job and I don't watch it.
So, I think maybe it would make sense that they put it on television. It would help attract an audience and a rating that they desperately need, especially with this move to Fox. I mean, there's been the conversation with the NXT brand, just to kind of go off slightly with the NXT UK brand. WWE wanted the NXT UK brand to air on television in the UK, and they approached Sky because Sky has the exclusive rights, and Sky said they're not interested because the ratings for WWE in the UK have dropped significantly. So I think that maybe that's a way to go. They're having a bit of a weird balancing situation. This is what the network's created because you're trying to get more subscribers to the network, but you also need to get people to watch the shows live as they're happening on television. So it's an interesting one.
Here's the thing, though. Imagine you're Shawn Michaels, right? You come out of retirement because you're having Saudi oil money thrown at you. And you're like, oh, I'm the Heartbreaking Shawn Michaels. I'm coming out of retirement for the first time in like 10 years. This is going to be fucking great. I love God and shit. And then the Saudi shit happens. I mean, he's just like, oh, I'm the Heartbreaking Shawn Michaels. I can't wait to come back and wrestle for the first time in 10 years in Iowa. Random American city here, because it's not any fucking real place.
Could they like...
You ruined the perfect retirement, and then the shit goes to the fan, and then boom, Shawn is wrestling in the fucking random Raw for the first time in his career, because fuck it.
A part of me is like, they're gonna... If they cancel this whole thing, a part of me is like, are they gonna like save this for a Survivor Series or the Rumble or Mania or something? Like one of the
thing is, they've been hyping these matches so hard to the point where this weekend is their first all-women's show, and nothing was said. They were just hyping Crown Jewel for the entirety of Raw and SmackDown. They don't even care about the women's pay-per-view that's this weekend. What they care about is promoting an event that probably won't happen. And if it does, it's going to cause a lot of shit. That's where their priorities fucking lie at this point.
At this point, I complained about the deal when they went through with it and did the greatest Royal Rumble, and like how cringeworthy it was because the country's human rights record is terrible.
And because the greatest Royal Rumble itself was fucking cringy. No one remembers who was in it, right?
No. All people remember is Titus falling over, and that is it.
I looked it up, and the people in it and how it ended is a fucking weird thing to look at. I'm going to get it up on Wikipedia again, just so we can revisit this event. Because I guarantee none of you will remember this.
Didn't it end with like Braun and Big Cass or something?
Yes, Braun won by eliminating Big Ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember him? The Rat Man himself.
Who tried to kill Daniel Bryan.
Rat Man who broke the bus on the toilet. No, the toilet on the bus.
No, the bus on the toilet sounds better.
Yeah, it fucking does.
So yeah, here's giant moving toilet.
I'm just going to go down the list and read out a couple of the surprising names, all right? So, Daniel Bryan came out first, and he lasted, like, nearly towards the end. You have, like, Dolph Ziggler, Sin Cara, Mark Henry came out randomly, Mike Kanellis, Hiroki Sumi. Exactly.
I want to sue you.
Do you know who Hiroki Sumi is?
My favorite thing is that there's a story. It's probably not true, but my favorite thing is that there was a rumor going around that the Saudi prince wanted Yokozuna, but Yokozuna's dead. So this was the next best thing.
A random sumo wrestler that was in it for less than a minute.
Not even couldn't just get Rikishi or something. He's still alive.
Hiroki Sumi. Who, you may ask? I don't fucking know. I go to his Wikipedia and it's all in fucking Chinese.
Damn.
Yeah.
I saw the name and I was like, oh, he's a Japanese wrestler. I'm going to know who he is. Nope. I didn't know. I didn't know shit. And let's not forget Hornswoggle.
Oh, Christ. Let's forget Hornswoggle.
Yeah, please, can we... Like,
Rey Mysterio.
Wait, Rey came back for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was just the first Royal Rumble.
Nope.
Oh.
It was both. Roderick Strong.
Ratty. I like him.
Randomly. Baba Tunde.
Who?
Exactly.
Tunde. Baba Tunde.
Babatunde Ayagibushi. He's a Polish professional wrestler who's in NXT. Who's not been on NXT at all. He's just Babatunde.
That sounds
He's in it for 5 minutes.
That sounds like a chant from the Lion King.
Probably is.
Babatunde.
Chris Jericho was in it.
What? Oh, shit.
Yeah, and he said he's never doing that again.
No. fuck that. He's off winning belts in Japan, apparently. And going on his fucking boat cruise. Like, that whole event was so shit, right? Anyone remember any of the other matches that were on it even?
Wasn't Undertaker there fighting Rusev?
Yeah, Undertaker beat Rusev in a fucking casket match.
Huh. I thought I was making that up for a second. I was like, do I remember that?
Nope.
No.
That's the thing that happened.
With this track record, are we really going to be that upset if Crown Jewel just doesn't happen?
Nah. Unless
I mean, judging by the card they booked for it.
In the dick.
Oh yeah, that did happen to that Retro Rumble shit, but
Why
fucking...
do I fucking remember this thing? Why do I remember all this shit?
I don't know. I don't fucking remember most of it.
I thought it was a fucking dream or something.
For all intents and purposes, it might as well have been. This fucking card we've got Brock vs. Braun. Oh, we've never seen that before. We've got AJ versus Daniel Bryan. That's the one good match on this. The one good match is AJ versus Bryan. And Bryan probably isn't even going to go, so fuck that. And then you have DX versus Brothers of Destruction, the 200-year-old match.
I swear I thought that was going to be Survivor Series. What the fuck are they doing?
No. And you have the WWE World Cup to determine the best in the world.
By the way, they can't use the term World Cup. It's copywritten by FIFA, so...
No, it's not the World Cup. It's the WWE World Cup.
It's you can't use it, so what
It's
are you
all
doing?
one word.
Featuring John Cena, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, and Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins.
I honestly, please, whoever's in charge of the promo packages, please hire Barry Scott.
Yeah.
The NXT, not the NXT, the TNA voice.
Hi, I'm Barry Scott. Have you ever heard of Saudi Arabia?
Bang, and the journey's gone.
Bang, and the journalist is gone.
Wow.
Damn. Oh, shit, that one hit me.
Whoa.
I was just going to be like, bang, and the pay-per-view is gone, but Jesus Christ.
Shit.
Holy balls, Sam.
Joke blew my mind.
Also, I don't think Brendan knows who we're talking about. He knows the Good Angel versus Randall Orton versus Jeff the Enigmatic Enigma.
The icon.
The enigmatic.
Returning Matt Morgan.
Matt Morgan.
And Matt Morgan, for some reason.
Just the same chicks.
Only one available to work this date.
the icon Stan.
The high flyer, Rey Mysterio.
Going up against Suicide.
Rey Mysterio.
Does anyone remember Suicide but me?
Jeff Harvey.
Okay, I do.
Seth Rollins.
Was that Manic?
Oh, fuck it. What are we even doing anymore? What is this? What is our lives anymore? Why do we have to be involved with the Saudi Arabia journalist crisis? Because Vince is fucking dumb. That's why.
Have they pulled out the pay-per-view yet?
I don't know. I feel like we're just killing time to see if they have or not. This is in real time, baby.
Have they pulled out yet? Damn it. Pull out. Pull out.
All right, Kim, calm down.
Wow.
I'm sorry, man. You set me up for it. I had to do it.
Jesus.
It's your own fault.
Well, fake websites are like, it's happened! And then it's like, no, it hasn't.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Yeah, everyone's just like, nothing. No. Everyone keeps going on about no.
No.
A website.
I swear that's a fucking Pokemon. I swear. There's something that sounds like that.
Is Ringside News a real website?
I don't think it is.
Okay, because it just says Crown Jewel is now in the hands of the US State Department. I'm like, that can't be true.
Rumors say Albany.
Germany?
No, Albany, USA. New York. Albany, where they have the steamed hams.
I don't know where the fuck I was thinking.
Carmine could go.
Somewhere in Germany.
He could. New York is small.
I think.
No.
Not really. Just time. You've seen what Times Square looks like, right? You've played the new Spider-Man.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of shit around that is New York.
Spider-Man.
Yes.
That whole shit is New York, actually.
Yes, that entire island. Yes, I get it.
Yeah, and that's just a tiny bit of New York. New York's fucking huge.
Yeah. What?
New York's huge. Like
It looks like a
businessman's
fairly big
grapefruit.
island. Yes.
It's not an island, man. It's a fucking state. It's bigger than the
It's
UK.
fine.
I mean,
Carmine can drive.
It has islands, but that's one state
Carmine can drive.
on water. Yeah.
A steak knife into my neck because I'm so tired of this
Look,
bullshit.
Look, I'm not the how guy. I'm the idea guy.
You're not
That
Andy.
sounds, yeah, I was about to say, that sounds reminiscent of Andy.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Andy's taking over you. The Alquan thing is happening now. Oh, shit. He's taking over Ferb.
Exactly. I'm taking over.
I feel like I've run out of news, guys.
Yeah, well, we're waiting for bloody Crown Jewel to be cancelled, so...
Well,
I guess
if
we'll
it
just sit here and
happens-
wait until the news breaks.
Okay,
Yeah, all right.
that's what we'll do
I'm cool
then.
for that.
It's not like anyone else has anything better to do.
Nah.
Well, okay then, so... we don't know what's going on. So as of this recording, it's still on. It's still on next Friday, but we don't know where. It could be in Saudi Arabia, or it could be in my back garden. Who the hell knows? I have been Andy Quad. No one replies, so you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. If you put in the Suplah, you will find us. We have a Redbubble account where you can buy our stuff. Go to redbubble.com/people/the Suplah and you can buy shirts. We also have a gaming channel. Go to Suplah Gaming. But if you go to the Suplah on this channel, you can see the first ever edition of the Son of Terror. And I think that's it. Sam does things on the gaming channel. Go to see what he does.
I played Horns of Fear. It's a horror game, so Andy will never watch it.
I've seen Halloween recently.
Good for you.
And that's that then. So I will see you next time. Get it away, 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 get it away.